Value means worth, something of importance. How you feel should have worth with you. It is something of importance. It is of the essence. It is a priority. When we talk about misery, we're talking about wretchedness. This is in the dictionary. You can look it up. Wretchedness, suffering, great mental or emotional distress. This is the definition that I saw in the dictionary for misery. Extreme unhappiness. See, it's one thing to have the underlying sadness, but extreme unhappiness, a source of distress. Misery is a source of distress. Pain, discomfort, gloom, grief, hardship, heartache, torture, worry, anxiety, torment, adversity. Think about that. That's misery. And to know that misery is defined this way and that we ignore it. So when we ignore something, are you saying that we're walking around every day with a source of distress in our spirit? We're walking around every day with pain and discomfort and grief and hardship and heartache that we have ignored and told to be quiet. I can't address you right now. We're walking around with this extreme unhappiness, underlying sadness, torment, adversity, anxiety, worry, and torture that we simply ignore for what? We ignore it, we tolerate it, we push it to the side so that we can continue with the norm, the routine, what's expected of us, what we have to do. How many times have we said, I'm just doing what I have to do? But we didn't put a high value on how we feel in the process. This is important because as an entrepreneur, how I feel resonates through my business. It resonates into my client's spirit and energy. It resonates when I speak. It resonates when I sing my songs. It resonates in the books that I write, how I feel on the inside. And if I'm ignoring how I feel, then it's possible I could be carrying a lot of weight in my spirit that I don't need to be carrying, that is overbearing, that is weighing me down, that is paralyzing me from taking action in my business. You'd be surprised at what's really holding you back until you stop tolerating and ignoring and settling for what your heart desires, settling for anything less than what your heart desires, for what you really want. So the question is, what value have we placed on misery? Now that you understand the definition, you place a high value on misery. Tisha, I simply love what you said when you address misery, the purpose of misery and why it's there is a tool, not something for you to tolerate and put up with. It's and you also talked about, because I wrote some notes about how easy it is for us to jump to end misery for others, and we do it for our children all the time. Oh, your foot hurt, let me see. Oh, you hurt your knee, let me see. Oh, you have a headache, let me go make something for that. Oh, your stomach hurt, we address it quickly. If your child comes to you and says that their stomach hurt and they have a headache and they don't feel good, you don't ignore that. You stop what you're doing and you try to figure out what the problem is, and you go get a solution, because you're not gonna be at rest another moment until they feel better. We put a high price and high value on other people's misery, and we don't address our misery with that same value. See, we're talking about this today so that you can get clarity on this resource and this tool called misery. It's a tool. When misery shows up, it should alarm you. It should make you stop in your tracks and say, okay, something's out of alignment, because I shouldn't be miserable. So I need to make another decision because I shouldn't be miserable. I need to move here from there because I should not be miserable. Because now you understand the definition of misery and the weight that comes with it. Tashettu says our feelings don't carry enough weight to get us moving. Meaning the value that we put on our feelings. doesn't have enough weight. It's not that much of a priority to us to get us moving. Now that you know the weight that comes with misery, and that misery is an indicator, it's a tool for us to get up and do something to end the misery. Now that we know that, we can take action. I pray that this message frees you as it is freeing us. As it is freeing us. We're sharing this message because we've walked through these experiences. And as long as we're living and breathing, we're going to have more experiences to walk through. And we have to constantly remember, as attractive thinkers and visual encouragers, that I'm not built for misery. I'm not built for misery. Misery is an indication that I have got to shift and change something. I've got to shift back into my peace, because I don't wear misery well. I'm not cut out for misery. Misery is not my portion. Peace is my portion. Balance and harmony and ease and flow. That's what we're supposed to be functioning and operating in. But until we know that, we ignore the misery, which paralyzes the movement.